Thanks everybody for coming out to this impromptu session. As many of you may or may not know, the keynote, the fourth keynote for the Affiliate Summit was unable to show up, so they did a vote on the forum and they said, what do you want to do? And they came up with this idea of doing a speed session where we have some esteemed panelists up here from the industry. And basically the whole kind of idea of this is for the panelists to have short timed responses to share opinions. And we're going to throw out a list of topics today, and we're going to see what they think about them. And you are more than welcome to come up or just stand up and ask a question and ask them their opinion on anything. And we're ready to go. Are you guys ready though?
Do it.
We're ready. Yeah.
Rock and roll.
Go.
I should have made them all drink a Red Bull or something before we came up here. It's hard to have energy on day 3, which is actually day 6 for me. I've been here since Wednesday. So, all right, let's talk about QR codes, quick response codes. Is anyone here using quick response codes in their marketing? What do you think of them? Are they going to stick around forever? Take it away, anyone.
I'll hop in. I did a blog post about this, so I'll plug that.
Can you introduce yourself real quick?
Okay, I'm Peter Hamilton with HasOffers.com, and yeah, I mean, I'm not, you can go check out my blog post, but there are a lot of people obviously using QR codes to sort of connect online to offline, and some people have been doing it really creatively with our tracking solution, but me personally, I don't necessarily see the longevity of it. I think technologies are going to advance to some more simpler key identifiers. You've already got these technologies that are able to look at objects and glean information directly from them. I looked at an app yesterday. This guy took a photo of his shoes and it pulled up the vans and showed him how much they were and where to get them within a 5-mile radius. So that kind of changes the whole landscape a little bit. But for right now, it's an excellent way to connect to offline, and I think it's a fun thing to play with.
Who in the audience is using a QR code on anything? Anyone? Okay. Who else is up?
I'm Scott Jangro from ShareASale.com. I don't use them, but I pay attention, and I think it's up and coming. I think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to have a whole lot of longevity, but I think looking at foreign markets where it's much more prevalent, like Japan, it's like QR code crazy over there. But they're crazy about a lot of things over there that we're not. But you can see that there's clearly something there, and definitely seeing it more and more around here. And it's a fun new thing. So I think definitely for at least next couple of years, there's certainly an opportunity there.
You've been disqualified. That question was longer than 60 seconds. That answer. I need a buzzer.
My name's Carolyn. I'm with Groupon, and I got to say this morning was one of the best mornings I had because I actually had time to have a cup of coffee and read the newspaper, which never happens. But in reading the New York Times this morning, and it's actually in today's paper, it showed Glamour magazine has just started incorporating these codes into the magazine articles, and why I think that's particularly important for fashion for fashion sites is because anytime you see something, I mean, people are very visual when they are shopping for clothing or for fashion or for purses, and all I had to do was just take a picture of it, and it would send them information, and there's a lot of information that can get passed back and forth by a very simple code. So you're driving somebody from offline to mobile, and I think that direction that we're headed, maybe the technology isn't going to be the ultimate solution, but that is an indication of the direction that we're headed.
I saw a really interesting story last week about a guy who had a QR code put on his grave, put on his headstone.
I saw that, yeah.
And you scanned the code, and it took to a thing about his life. And I thought that was a pretty interesting idea. Put up a video. Hey, you're visiting my grave. I just wanted to say hi. And really interesting way to do so. So anyone else have an opinion on a QR code? No. Okay. Let's talk about Google Plus. How many people have Google Plus accounts? How many people have logged into their Google Plus account in the last 3 days? Okay, so there has been some numbers flowing around, like something like 82% of people who have a Google Plus account are not going back to Google Plus. So what do you think about Google Plus, and do you use it as much as you did when it first came out?
I have an account, and
Okay.
I've just started playing with it. I log into it more frequently now because I have, I think, 5 people in my stream, so but it seems like only one person posts all the time, so it's just not that interesting to look at. There's not enough people on it, and I don't entirely get how to use it. There's not really an easy place to find out. I don't really understand huddles, and I think it's interesting, but I think it's not nearly close to Facebook or anything like that.
Right. Okay.
Hey, I'm Brian Littleton from ShareASale. I'll pipe in here because I think it's a good indication of how difficult it really is to build something like that, build a huge social application. Obviously, Google has the resources and the power and the reach, and yet still at this time they weren't able to immediately penetrate a market that had been there or penetrate the user experience. People log into Facebook all day long. It becomes part of their life. Whereas Google Plus, maybe it's not there yet. It might get there, but it's just an indication of, even with a very powerful company, how difficult it is to get into that. That's what I've seen.
I'm going to try to fit into 60 seconds 3 points. Number one, I don't understand why they launched it the way they did. They just put it out to the masses for invites, and then all of a sudden they couldn't accept anymore because they were overloaded. How about we just give it to the Ivy League schools, just like a Facebook model, and let them promote it that way? I think that would have exploded. The main thing, circles, I think is not intuitive. I think there's too many circles that you end up having to navigate. I ended up with 12 different circles, and then really am I going to manage all of this stuff? It's absolutely ridiculous. I do think there's incredible application to business and how you can connect to people very quickly with Hangouts, and you can start doing some very quick video plays. And though I haven't found a lot of help for myself and for HasOffers.com yet, I want to plug a friend of mine, Rand Fishkin from SEOmoz.org. He's a fantastic social mediaite like crazy, and he is telling me that his click-through rates on things that he posts on Google Plus are almost double what he's doing in Facebook. Obviously, he has a ridiculous reach. Everyone follows him that's in his niche of SEO, but that is something that makes me take a second look at what's going on.
Just to add, I do use Scobel Plus and Google Plus, and I think that the engagement, what you're saying, is definitely up. You watch the people who have a lot of reach. It's incredible volume of followers they have and engagement they have on what they post there, and I think that shows the promise of something like this, where it's more free form. There's a lot more room to post, and I don't think Google's nailed it yet, but they're getting pretty damn close.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So this is an affiliate marketing show, so let's start talking about some affiliate marketing subjects. And of course, one of the things that's on everybody's mind these days is the affiliate nexus tax and all of that's going on. So does anyone want to give an opinion of where we're at with that right now? Where do you think it's going? And what do you think is going to happen? I know, Brian, you could probably speak to this a little bit.
Unfortunately, yes, I can. I have spent last couple of years a large portion of my time on the affiliate tax. Unfortunately, the state isn't that great right now with what has happened in California and my state in Illinois. But it's definitely not a fight that's over, and the biggest thing that I keep trying to tell people is we need more people to participate. It's just, there is no such thing as having too many people working on this. There's no such thing as contacting your congressman too many times. They hear this stuff. When I go talk to folks, last week I was talking to the U.S. Senator Dick Durbin from Illinois, because we're working on trying to find some kind of federal intervention or federal solution for this kind of thing. And the biggest thing they always state, they know that there's a problem, they know that the state bills are no good for what we're doing, but they don't hear from us. They don't hear from affiliate marketers ever. They hear from retailers all day long. We need to get out there and be the people that are the small businesses that are saying, hey, we're being affected. Contact your folks. I say it as many times as I can, but it's really true. You got to get involved. Otherwise, there's only one side of the story. Sorry, preach.
All right, so before we move on to other examples, what do we got to do? Like, people in this room today, give them an example, what they can do that's going to be effective. Because I think a lot of people don't do things because they don't think it's going to be effective. Give them an example of something they can do that will really help.
Just call them. Call the congressman. They log down every call that comes in, and you don't even have to give a long speech about what you're talking about. You just have to say, "Hey, congressman, I'm against this. This is the reason." You can be like 2 minutes long, and they log them, and then the congressman goes back to their office when they're there, and they check the logs. Well, who called today? Oh, we got 73 calls about this bill. What was the number? It was 52 against and 24 or whatever. That's what they look at. They know they have political cover back at home to do the things that they want to do. So that's point number one. Sorry, go ahead.
Another way to get involved is with the PMA organization. They are actively lobbying against these things, and it's a Performance Marketing Association. And you can go to their site and easily find all the information you need on legislation that's being passed, not only this one, but tracking laws that are being passed, and how to get involved with the names of senators and exactly what to do.
I want to second that. Definitely get involved with the Performance Marketing Association. HasOffers has made a commitment, and all you guys should too. The important thing is to show that you're taking a stand and you're trying to help the industry as a whole. It's okay to use that for PR material and fluff. It just brings more attention to the subject. If you were in the last panel on Do Not Track, I already plugged this idea, but get some people together, and wherever it is that you're located, all of your partners and maybe some of your customers, talk about the issue and work on putting a petition together to get, or submitting something to the Performance Marketing Association. And if you do, you can email us, we'll put it on our blog. You can email the PMA and they'll put it on their blog and say, hey, these guys are trying to do something good for our industry.
By a show of hands, has the Nexus tax affected you or your business directly? Anyone in this room? We've got, maybe 10 people in this room out of a big room of people. So what do you say to these people who hasn't affected them yet? Because typically people don't want to get involved in something until it's directly affecting their bottom line. What do you say to these people right now who are not making the calls to their congressman, who are not getting a piece in the game here? Because something bad can really happen to them too. It could or it will happen, right?
It can, Michelle.
Somebody yell at them.
Hasn't spoken yet. I'll also plug the PMA. I'm on the board, have been since the beginning of the PMA, and I've been involved in a lot of this stuff. To the people that are not getting involved and who may have not have been affected yet, unless you're in one of the 2 or 3 states that you won't be affected in directly, by the time you are affected, it's too late. And things happen really fast when they start to happen. And so you got to get out ahead of it and get together with other folks in your state, start to make those connections so that when things start to heat up, you can mobilize. And like Brian said, phone call, letters, emails, they print them out and make a stack of them if there is a stack to be made, and they'll thump it down on the table in a hearing or whatever. And if there isn't that thud factor that they can make with a stack of letters, it'll just go right through. But you got to get ahead of it, because if you are in a state that has sales tax, they're looking at it. So a couple of years ago we were thinking, well, we don't want to give them any ideas by calling them. Trust me, they've had the ideas.
Peter?
I think if you like where you live and you want to continue operating and doing business there, this is definitely something you should consider. Talk to people that are affiliates in California and hear the heartache. I have seen tons of incredible blog posts come out about this, about how I am leaving my home in California where I was born and raised to go live in Texas, and now we've got other stuff going on in Texas. But it's it's something that is a real thing, and anytime it doesn't affect you yet, it's hard to really hop on board. But it's real. That's all we can say.
I don't know. I think I'm not sure about this, but I've met a lot of people here who are new to the affiliate industry. It might help to kind of explain what it is, just in case people aren't familiar with it.
Brian, you're the best person to do that.
He's gonna start singing.
In a minute or less.
Yeah, right.
The affiliate tax, or the Nexus tax, is an effort by state and local governments to basically categorize you as the same thing, as an affiliate, as the same thing as a physical presence in a state. So if you work in Illinois as an affiliate, for example, you are by law now the same thing as a retailer having a building there and employees there. What they use that for is to have the out-of-state retailer, for example, a retailer that's based in Wyoming or Montana or California or wherever, they use that nexus as a way to force the out-of-state retailer to collect sales tax. It has nothing to do with paying sales tax. Affiliate marketers are not supposed to be collecting tax. It's just existing laws that are being enforced in a different way. Unfortunately, the reality is if you live in Illinois and you're categorized as Nexus, out-of-state companies don't want to have Nexus in a lot of states because it brings up a whole bunch of tax issues. So instead of keeping the Nexus, they'll just drop affiliates in those states. That's what's been happening. Affiliates that are based in Illinois, that are based in California, that are based in North Carolina have just been dropped from massive amounts of affiliate programs for these folks to avoid their Nexus. That's why we need everyone to get involved really fast and help out, because we don't know the next state that this is going to happen in. It was Illinois, Texas was brought up earlier. States pretty much everywhere have thought of this, even Massachusetts. So we're looking for your help. We really need your help. I know that was actually pretty surprising to me that there were a few hands that were shown there, because it's been something I've been working on for the last few years and it's been really important. So for all the hands that weren't raised up, please come talk to somebody up here, because it's one of the biggest issues that's really facing our industry as a whole, and one that we have to do all together. We can't do it just one by one.
Who has a question? Anyone have a question or a topic they want to bring up to the panel about? Somebody? No? Everybody's feeling sleepy on Tuesday afternoon? Okay, all right, well, we'll move on to our list if you do. Oh, you do, okay. Just go ahead and tell me and I'll repeat it.
So, what advice from the conference you have seen now, what advice for the attendees for the next conference, how to improve the networking,
Okay.
people on stage have seen.
Okay, so you're all industry veterans, been at the show. What advice do you have for people who it was their first time here to improve their experience coming back to the show next time? What can make for a better show?
So I forgot to introduce myself before. I'm Kim White from AKMG, and I've been attending and exhibiting at this conference for about 5 years, and through a couple different companies. And I would say it's important to go around the exhibit hall, because there's a lot of people in there to talk to. It's always very busy, and lots of companies doing new things all the time, and that's an obvious one. And another thing is just to hang out in the lobby bars and here or across the street at the London. There's just always different people hanging out at those places, and you can just literally stay there for hours and hours and talk to lots of different people. That's what I do, and I find it's very informational, because people are always doing new things. So these conferences I use to just really talk to people and find out what they're doing, because our industry changes so quickly.
If you missed out on the meat market, absolutely hit that one next time. It's always just a hotbed of palms pressing and people exchanging ideas, and it's just the fastest way to connect to the highest number of people. It's like the equivalent of a real-time forum experience or something online happening in real life. And so definitely you got to get out here early, and you got to go to the meat market. I also recommend, so you've been here once, you met some people, depending on if you've already figured out what your business model is or where you're going, reconnect with the people next time that you connected with this time, start to establish a relationship, and also use social media to book new meetings ahead of time. The more meetings that you book ahead of time, the more face time you get, and that is what ultimately is going to bring the most value to your business.
The other thing I would add is that everybody that I've ever met at Summit is so completely approachable, and I think that's one of the factors that makes Affiliate Summit different from any of the other marketing conferences out there. So if you happen to be sitting at a table right this very minute and you don't know the person that's there, just, you know what, right now just give them your business card. You don't have to say anything. You can't, because we're talking, not you. But just give them your business card, and that's just a great way to make sure that no matter what, you've got somebody to interact with. I mean, I've been going to Summit for a long time, and I've been with 4 different companies since I've been there, and the people that I've met and the relationships that I've built at this conference have carried over no matter what my role or my position has been at any company. So
I'll chime in with a quick one, and that's to go to the networking events that are set up by the Affiliate Summit at night. I know there's a tendency in Vegas to, since you asked specifically about Vegas, there's a lot of things to do. Once you get done, you either are exhausted, you want to go back to your room, then you want to go somewhere, dinner, gambling, a show. That's all great if you're on vacation. If you're at Affiliate Summit, I think going to the events that they hold, they're extremely valuable. The people that are there often have been here for years, sometimes 5+ years. And it's a smaller group, and you have an opportunity to kind of interact with some true veterans that are there, some people that really know what they're talking about.
My tip is to embarrass yourself. Go to karaoke and get up there and sing some songs and become part of the group. This is a really tight-knit group of people. You will yeah, Team Awesome. Where's Team Awesome? It's a tight-knit group of people, and we get together like a family reunion twice a year for this show, and everyone's invited to it. There's no cliques. There's no secret private rooms where everyone's hanging out. Everyone's in the big rooms all being friends together, and we want everyone to come and have a good time. So come and have a good time and talk and chat, and you'll build relationships that you'll have forever, really.
Yeah, and even the thing, I agree, it's the most important thing is meeting people. So if you've been walking around for 2 days and going to sessions and all that stuff, those are great, but you're doing it wrong. So do things that, everything you do is tied in, to meeting people. Even if it's sitting in a session, you're sitting next to somebody. You can go up afterwards and chat with the person who is speaking. Everyone, like Carolyn said, very approachable. And the ultimate goal of every event that happens is to just meet some new people.
All right, let's.
Can I chime in on one thing? I just want to say, at HasOffers, we're trying to find people that need new tracking, to connect to, to understand how to track their business. But I also wanted to ask you, as one of the advertisers represented, why are you here? What are you looking for at Affiliate Summit?
I came for the ShareASale party.
Okay.
Yes.
Obviously.
As Groupon, we're here to definitely meet with new affiliates and just get learning from other retailers that are out there, other networks that are out there, other solutions that are out there. Every single idea that you get, thought and ideas are such an interesting concept because there's never a dead end. You learn something new and that immediately spawns all of these ideas and information and just action items. So every time I've come to these conferences, I've been in affiliate marketing for over 10 years now, and every single time I come here, I learn something new. Affiliate marketing is so interesting in that the technology evolves so fast, the industry evolves so fast, no one can ever know everything that's out there, and so you meet people, you get ideas, and that's the best bit.
And make sure you go to a Will Reynolds session.
Oh yeah, totally.
All right, we're going to switch gears a little bit. There's a question up here that says, are banners obsolete? Are banners obsolete? Do they still work in affiliate marketing?
I got dibs on that one.
All right.
I love my banners. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of banner blinders that are going out there. But at Groupon, we have an even more, a larger challenge. If you don't know what Groupon is, and don't laugh because there's a lot of people who don't, it's a daily deal site that's very hyper-local. So we need to be able to target people who are in individual cities, and if you have a banner, it's very difficult to do that. So what we've actually done is we've created interactive banners, widgets, that will actually merchandise themselves, not based on the context of the page necessarily, because that's where contextual advertising started. We took it a step further, and now we're actually doing it based on their geography and based on their prior purchase history. So I think that it's maybe a little bit short-sighted to say that banners are dead. I think the static approach may have passed, but the concept of having real estate on a website is still viable.
I have something to add to that. They're definitely not dead. They're just evolving. We have a lot of affiliates getting really creative with helping the advertiser design more interactive banners. Some of them actually serve as a small landing page. You can have a drop down and select a state like from the banner, and you can do a lot with it. Definitely, as Carolyn said, the static doesn't work, but if you get creative with it, it can definitely work and be effective.
Okay.
Have you seen the banner where the guy, there's two banners on a page, and I think it's Peyton Manning throws a football from one banner and it lands on the other? Love that one.
It's effective. No, I think that banners are, obviously there is some banner blindness with certain size banners. I will say, we don't use a lot of certain sizes, but it is growing and changing as we know more about what the user intent is. And as that changes, I think, companies like Groupon, Living Social, they have pioneered the way in showing you something that you might be interested in really right now. There's actually a deal here for something in your city that says, hey, you can get your nails did for $10 or whatever. I did say that. I actually said, okay, I might have said that on a panel before. It's not unique. But anyway, yeah, so as we evolve and learn to show them what they're looking for and what they need, users are also looking to those side placements for things that they might be interested in because, hey, last time I looked over there, I got a deal on something or it worked out for me. So a lot of it is understanding who it is that's looking at the page, and as publishers become better at knowing who their audiences are, that stuff is really evolving.
All right, let's modify this question a little bit. So I think we'd all agree that starting a website and throwing about 100 banners on it is not the right way to go, right? So in the context of what we're talking about here, so yeah, that's just not the right way to get into affiliate marketing. Just take a bunch of banners and just toss them on a page. What's the right way, okay? If you're gonna, Carolyn, if you're going to get a new affiliate and give them the best piece of advice on how to promote your affiliate program for Groupon, what are you telling them to do?
Well, with the Groupon affiliate program, I mean, it's all very much about relevancy. And the way that we look at it is that we are an inventory of all these great local deals, but the value that our affiliates add is that they curate those deals and they pick what's appropriate for their audience. So yeah, we do work with a lot of coupon sites, but we also recognize that some coupon sites are geared towards the male technology audience, and other sites are geared towards moms trying to save money for the household. Groupon deals appeal to a wide variety, but if you just throw every single Groupon deal on your site, same thing happens, you get a lot of blindness. But if you curate what we have to meet your audience and you make it relevant, that's what we find adds value.
Scott, you must have something.
I have one thing to add. I think that it's important that you have good analytics on your site, even if it's just something like Google Analytics, and you pay attention to the people that are visiting your site, and then make sure the ads are thoughtful and catering towards those people. Make sure you know what cities they're coming from, and that's easy to see from your analytics. Pay attention to it. Maybe have a newsletter and email some people and build a community and give people reasons to come back to your site. And instead of just slapping up a bunch of random ads and hoping that those strange mystery visitors click on them, you know, it's always good to just pay attention, I'd say.
All right, Jim.
Come on, give us all the Jangro tips. Come on.
Well, no, it's really as simple as what Kim and Carolyn said. They use words like community and an audience, and it's about having that first, and then understanding what they want to see. So if you're starting with the affiliate links and you're starting with the banners and building a site around that, that's the wrong direction to go in. Start with adding value and start getting a community, engaging with the people who are visiting, and from there, once you understand your audience and what they're interested in, that's when you can start to monetize it, but not until then.
All right, who here is stuck on just getting started in this business and just doesn't know what to do next, or just needs some advice? Anybody just at a point where you're like, so much information, too much information, overload here? Maybe one of these people can help you get unstuck. Anybody want to volunteer themselves? Yes. Here, I'll give you the mic and you can actually do that. How about that? Stand right there. Ask them how they can unstick you.
So basically, I do affiliate marketing now. I do a lot of local lead gen. But one of the things I want to get into is affiliate marketing more detailed. And okay, I don't know if I should go towards a certain market. Should I, just stick to dating, which I've been doing, or try different other markets, such as, health, I heard was really good, biz ops. It's kind of like, I know I can get the traffic if I focus on one, because I'm trying to do too many right now. So I guess my question is, what would you say would be the best thing to do? Is it better to just stick to one niche and kind of, gain a list, get some good content, and then promote offers to that one demographic or target audience?
I think that, one piece of advice I might offer to you is that if you already have an audience, or if you already have a list, and maybe you're brain dead and you're tired of dating, I know it's happened to me before. I've gotten tired of dating as well. You can try and find maybe a complementary market. So if you're into dating, maybe the next step in that life cycle is marriage. Maybe start something related to wedding planning or something like that. That way you can build on what you already have and still have the opportunity to open your mind to something else.
How are you currently promoting?
Mostly
Oh,
through
okay.
SEO.
Okay. So you could maybe do media buys too on some sites like Plenty of Fish. Obviously, there's Facebook. You could do some smaller buys. And there's a lot of campaigns that you can test out, and you can cap your dollar amount. And then once you have your metrics down, you just kind of increase that amount. And we have a lot of affiliates. I think it's smart to focus on one, maybe two verticals would be good, because if one crashes, you don't want your entire income to just go away. There's a couple different verticals that are doing really well. Credit reporting is a good vertical because the companies behind it are very, they're big and they're solid and they're not going anywhere, and they're regulated. So, you have to also look for industries that sustain. A lot of biz ops come and go, the advertisers come and go. Dating is a good one because there's always going to be dating campaigns. So I would look for, if you're going to do another vertical that has a lot of campaigns and that's very stable as well.
I would also say within the vertical, definitely I think you should diversify, especially when you're using something like SEO that you can't necessarily control. Things can change. You definitely want to be building a business for the future if you're doing SEO. So you do need to do a little bit of market research on these different segments and what is the longevity of the offers that you're looking to support with this traffic in the future. Is this something people are going to be wanting to buy or purchase or be a part of 5 years from now or something like that? Because especially with SEO campaigns, we all know that this can take some time to really build the right levels of traffic. Definitely do your market research. And also I would say start thinking about other mediums. Definitely start thinking about mobile and how maybe you can start crossing things over from desktop to mobile. Maybe how you could be impacting mobile app installs. That's something I'm kind of really interested in right now. So just think about new, unique styles of offers that maybe still fall within your niche and within the categories you're doing, but are not necessarily the same buy-on from the user. It's some other type of interaction, and people are getting really, really creative out there. So look for the advertisers that are doing that.
Okay. Good.
One more point, Jim. Single subject SEO, massive red flag, because it could go away tomorrow. If you're getting all your traffic from Google, it's good while it lasts, but it can go away. We all know that from lots of history, but most recently the Panda update decimated a lot of business. So leverage that, build on that, make sure that you are, instead of getting them in and sending them out, capture email, build a list so that you've got something. Ask yourself, what have I got if Google went away or SEO went away? And do your best to build something that you own rather than just getting the traffic in and out.
So you mentioned mobile, so let's talk about mobile. I don't hear a lot of people talking about affiliate marketing in mobile, and maybe I'm just not reading the right things, but what's the future here? What's going to happen? How far are we away from people literally purchasing a lot of stuff right through their phone? I get all my Groupons right through my phone. It's got my credit card built right into it. So, but I really haven't bought anything else through my phone yet, and I think I'm not alone in terms of Americans either.
I definitely think mobile is definitely big for Groupon, and we actually do enable mobile tracking on our touch.groupon.com site. But what's really fascinating to me is that mobile has opened up a new dimension to affiliate marketing that didn't really exist before. When you're online, you have access to an IP address, but as soon as you close your laptop or as soon as you go home from work, you don't have anything. Mobile is the one screen that is constantly 24 hours with the individual. It's tied to the individual. You don't pass a mobile phone around. You don't share your cell phone. It's yours. And so what's really interesting about Groupon is we developed a new product called Groupon Now. So if you were to walk outside right now and click the Now button, we can tell where you are and immediately serve you Groupons that are within your immediate vicinity. And those deals may be good for, 3 or 4 hours. But what's really fascinating about it is that small and local businesses are now able to say, oh, okay, I had a last minute cancellation on a massage. Let me do a discount to see if I can save the spot. And then you're immediately targeting people who are in the immediate vicinity. So I think mobile is opening up an entirely new frontier for affiliate marketing. We're no longer restricted to computers. Now we can touch people no matter where they are.
Yeah, so one question for you too, real quick. Do you use any mobile ad networks to promote your mobile app?
Yeah, we have a mobile division that does have relationships with that. But for the affiliate program, we're typically looking for people who might develop apps related to that or pull from our API.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so there are lots of big mobile app networks that have developed, AdMob, JumpTap, TapJoy, MobClicks. Am I missing some other big ones? But yeah, so there are tons of people that are driving crazy amounts of traffic into installing mobile apps or at least sending traffic to the Android market or to the iPhone market. One of the things that we have really taken a dive into at HasOffers is how to relate that back to real value, how to relate all this traffic coming from networks back to how many installs you actually get. You'd be surprised that the tracking is not really in place with most of the ad networks at this point, and it's not their fault. It's just 1995 for them, in mobile, and we're trying to move forward in providing more information to the advertiser, the person that needs the installs, so that they know, hey, if I'm working with 2, 3, 4 mobile ad networks, how many of them are actually causing real installs for me and what's the real value there. So I definitely think you guys as affiliate marketers have the chance to hop in on this really explosive industry. There is anytime you can provide real value to these advertisers, real installs, they're going to be happy all day long. Some of those are paid apps. It's just money in their pocket. So definitely investigate into this, learn more about how you can drive traffic on mobile and into the iTunes and Android market.
I think that it's definitely a very new space, and as a network, it's challenging to run an offer on mobile on a CPA basis because it's hard to track it with a pixel, especially click-to-call campaigns. A lot of people, our affiliates they're collecting lots of data, and they email to them, and now they're starting to send text messages to those people with links in them, and sometimes they're just a click to call. Literally, it's just a phone number, and it's very early test phases. We've done a bunch of them, but it's hard to track it, and it's hard to convert it. It's hard for the advertisers are having challenges converting those people into sales or leads. I think it's really good for CPM, but CPA, I'm finding it personally challenging to really make it work like some of the other standard lead gen or offers, like that.
HasOffers.com/mobile. You can track installs.
What about Brian? You got something to say about this?
Yeah, I was going to echo a little bit what Peter was saying. I think the biggest problem is quality with regards to mobile, and my answer kind of combines what Carolyn and Peter were saying, because Carolyn's correct in that the opportunity for mobile and the reach is enormous. She was really talking about it from the actual retailer side, if you don't mind being qualified as that for a second. Right? And that's different from being an affiliate marketer in mobile. And what Peter was talking about, driving installs. Some of the ad networks on mobile are, I don't know, they're not great. And the opportunity is huge for an affiliate to actually drive quality installs, which is a lot different from volume installs. And quality installs, the reason I think it hasn't really taken off that much is in order to create an app or something that somebody really wants to have on their mobile phone or wants to have installed, it's a lot more difficult to do than just driving a bunch of traffic somewhere. So I think that's why you haven't seen necessarily the volume of them, but the opportunity is absolutely enormous if you have skills in terms of developing apps on Android or iPhone or anything. That's huge right now, and your opportunity is right in front of you. But in terms of some of the kind of blanket ads that you see on your phone, I don't know personally, I've never had any interest in clicking on any of them. When I'm playing Bubble Breaker, I don't really care what it says on the bottom. I want to pop the bubbles.
Well, actually, if you're an affiliate and you're looking to play in the mobile space, I'll give you an idea that hasn't hit yet that I think is going to be very, very big. And the concept is create an app that's specific to a local region, pull in RSS feeds using to pull in local news, local weather, and then stock it with local deals. You can just create 3 RSS feeds, build it once, and then you can scale it across multiple markets, and it's super easy. Plus, since apps are opt-in, and the user can just download the app, whoever it is you already know has self-selected into their own relevancy. So if anybody wants to work with Groupon on building apps like that, I mean, just definitely let me know.
That's a brilliant idea. See, that's
Let's
one.
do it, Jim.
there it
Let's
goes.
go.
You get 1 to 10 of those every show, and if you walk away with 1 today, that's a great idea. I'm going to do that. That's a great idea.
Love it if you do.
All right.
Get your percentage right now. 5%.
All right. Who else has a question? Anyone got anything they want to talk about? Somebody? Who? Oh, sure. Okay, go ahead. Do you have an app? Do you have an app? By the way, you can download the Jim Kukral app on your iPhone or Android just by searching. I'm not kidding.
So I'm only about 3 months into my knowledge of affiliate marketing, and this question is just kind of for inspirational purposes, but I'd love to hear from one or two or all of you where you were in life when you first started to learn about and get savvy in affiliate marketing, and some strategies that you used to grow other than attending Affiliate Summit, which was obviously a great start.
So how did you get here? What was the big thing that got you? I don't know where this is. It working? Okay. How did you get here, I guess, is the question. What big tip that you can give to somebody in the audience for being successful, building a business?
I was in the bathtub. I remember sitting and thinking to myself, my company began kind of in the first internet boom era, right before the internet bust era. And I was thinking to myself, hey, I'm watching all these companies do a whole bunch of things and making a whole bunch of money, and I think I can do something better. I think I've got intelligence, I've got drive. I know that I am passionate about myself and my dreams. I know that I can build something, and so I just decided to do it. That's the kind of biggest thing and the biggest step you have to take, is realizing that you are somebody that can go out and create this value in your life and create the business that's going to allow you to have comfort. I know you talk about this all the time. You have to have faith in yourself first to take that first step, and I was glad I was in the bathtub thinking about it, and had the inspiration. So go out and do it.
I just had to tag on to this because Brian used to be my boss about a year ago at ShareASale. That's the only reason I'm doing this panel, was because I finally get to argue with him. But I actually, so I got my start in affiliate marketing at MyPoints, and when I first got hired, they said, do you know what affiliate marketing is? I said, no. They said, neither do we, go figure it out. And so after MyPoints, I went on to get my MBA, and I ended up in finance and economics. So when I graduated, I said, okay, well, I'm obviously going to go into banking. And I actually remember one day I was in the shower, and I said, why am I going into banking? I miss affiliate marketing. I love it. And so definitely don't do what people expect you to do. I mean, always do what you want to do.
I was once an opera singer, believe it or not. Won some competitions, and listen to this voice, I've been talking a lot. Was studying in Austria and doing all these things, and then the crashing reality came to me that I was going to be at least 10 years in the poorhouse of singing German Lieder before I was going to make it anywhere. And I was like, you know what, I'm tired of eating ramen, let's do something different. I started building websites, and then of course I was like trolling Craigslist, building websites for people, and then these people were like, well, no one comes to this stupid website you built me. And I'd be like, okay, I'll try to figure that out. And so I learned SEO, and I got really into that, and I got hired for an agency at that point. Then I went back out and started consulting on my own. So I was actually trying to tell other people how to do SEO, and then nobody wants to pay their bills anymore when the economy goes through, and I'm like, well, I know how to do SEO. Maybe I should build some traffic. So I did some of that, and I built some properties. And ultimately, I ran into some fantastic guys I now do business with that are just ridiculously smart when it comes to affiliate tracking. I've always been fascinated by the technology behind it, and so jumped in with both feet, and here I am.
Well, I invented affiliate marketing.
And the internet.
No, not that. But I was actually back 12 years ago working at one of the first affiliate networks, building the product that was the affiliate network. So I actually did help, but no, I didn't invent it. But so I spent 6 years doing that, watching you guys make money. And so I decided, that's when my big moment kind of hit me that this is stuff I should be doing instead of making other people rich. I'm going to go off on my own. And that's what I did in 2005 and haven't looked back.
Is that the infamous triple Jangro?
No, that wasn't me.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So I actually was in about 9 years in the finance world and doing marketing and equity research, and I hated it, but I just did it because that's what I did. And one day I was at my desk and I just realized I didn't like the girl in the cubicle next to me. I didn't like the people in the marketing department. I hated the whole company, and I spent like 75% of my life there. And I just I got to do something else. So I was just looking through Craigslist ads for sales, but I'd never done sales. Yeah. And I just took a 100% commission job selling clicks out of an apartment. I went to the job interview on a Saturday, and it was at an apartment, and I thought, what am I getting myself into? It was me and some crazy lady with a giant bag, and this other guy who became one of my best friends. Him and I both got the job. She didn't get the 100% commission sales job, which you'd think everyone would get it. And we worked out of an apartment, and then we got bigger, and then we got 2 apartments, and we were 2 apartments in Marina Del Rey on top of each other. And that company grew to about 30 people. All of them were sales, and somehow I convinced all of them to come on 100% commission, which I couldn't believe they took the job when I offered it to them. Some people would stay for like months and not make any money. But a lot of them did. So anyway, that was how I got into internet marketing. And that was just selling clicks, and that was really fun. And then we started actually, that was when we first started doing CPA, because we figured out we could track it. And then I moved on to a couple other companies, and then I got into affiliate marketing the first time through Hydra Network. I ran all the sales there, and then I thought, this isn't that hard. I can probably do it myself. And then I started AKMG in 2007, and here I am.
You know, this industry is all about doing, and I'm not going to go into a whole big diatribe on my doing thing, but I will tell you, one of the reasons I'm here is because about 10, 11 years ago, I figured out that affiliate marketing could work for me, and I could start to make money as an affiliate. I did, I think it was Ask Jeeves or Alta Vista affiliate marketing, and Sean Collins' book came up, right? And I said, oh, this guy must know everything about affiliate marketing. It's the only book on affiliate marketing out there. So I said, I'll send him an email. And I sent him an email. I said, hey, Sean, I want to learn more about affiliate marketing, and maybe we could work on a project together. And like half an hour later, he sent me an email back, and he said, sure, how about you build this site that I'm doing if you're a designer? And it just snowballed from then. Take chances, you know. Try, go out, send emails, call people, build a site. I failed 5,000 times as opposed
10,000.
to 10,000. He's keeping track. So you just got to try and take risks. And you know, one other thing I want to point out about the people on this panel and everybody in this industry is, look how happy these people are, right? They all just pretty much sat here and told you how happy they are in the jobs that they have and the businesses that they've built. And that's what this industry is really all about. We're a happy group because we get to live the lifestyles that we want, and we're doing what we want to do. So if you want a piece of that, you know, take their advice and just give it a shot and go for it. And
I think this is one of those industries where sometimes you need to just execute before you think about it, and just like create things, throw them up against the wall, just make something happen. Actually create some real thing that exists in the world, and then you can see why that thing is terrible and it didn't work. and then you can start to manipulate that and move forward. So execute, execute, execute.
All right, we have time for another topic or another question. Does anyone want to volunteer? No? Okay. Well, we've got a couple topics left here, so we'll just cover those. One of the things that we were talking about before was apps, okay? And I know, Carolyn, you have an app for your business. Groupon has that. The rest of you, do you have apps for your business? And I think, and why? And if you do, why? And if you don't, why not? I think you kind of touched on it. You were saying, Brian, that you didn't know how useful it could be, right? Is that why you don't have one?
I don't know necessarily if that's why I don't have one specifically, but I was alluding to earlier how difficult it is to find one that's really in demand. You know, there's apps that maybe it's just the way I use my phone. I think everyone uses it uniquely and whatnot. I don't use apps a lot personally myself, so when I do use one, it means it's because it's extremely valuable to me and really does the job for me. For example, I order in about 6 nights a week or something like that, so my Grubhub app is very important to my life. But not necessarily anything else. I think even with phone gaming and things like that, it just hasn't necessarily been something that I've seen a bunch of value in for me personally, but that's not to say it isn't valuable to everyone else.
Peter? Sure.
So we do not have an official HasOffers app, but we have had several of our customers build one for us. They decided they need to be able to check their stats really easy on their phone. They just use our API and create their own app, which is pretty cool. But we sort of teetered on this idea of where are things really going? Is it just going to where the browser will become more efficient and mobile, and you'll just have one website that's displayed differently across different devices, or does it go more toward apps? And the thing that leans me toward actually going more toward apps is the fact that mobile search has been disrupted considerably. Google is not getting all of the search on mobile that they once were, because now people are finding their recipes through my recipes app. They're finding my deals through my Groupon app. And they're finding the clothes that they're looking for and everything else through all different other apps and the meals they want to eat and everything else. So search is dramatically disrupted. And if you want to play in that game at all, you need to be looking at mobile apps.
I would love it, actually, and this is from the affiliate point of view, I would love to see a network that developed an app that would send an alert to my text to my phone every time that I made a commission, and to be able to customize that alert so maybe it's over a certain amount or if my balance at a certain amount or whatnot.
Yeah, just wear your battery out in like 5 minutes, right? We built apps for our websites on the execute type thing, see if it works, and test things out, and it's worked out pretty well. It's not amazing, but it's just learning something new and getting a relationship with an app developer and just taking steps forward to more and better understand what's out there. And even if the thing totally fell on his face, it was totally worth it just to have the experience of building and publishing an iPhone app.
I think apps, I have an iPhone, so I use apps that help me with different things like shopping, and there's certain sites, because you obviously can't view a site on Google on your iPhone very well, so the app makes it much easier to navigate through, and I find myself going to the same 2 sites all the time to shop, because it's really easy to do it. I just have to push 2 buttons to get something. And I think the interesting thing is how advertisers are going to penetrate those apps besides just something like an ad mob, or with a raise of hands, who ever clicks on an ad in an app? Is anybody? Yeah, okay.
By accident.
By accident, yeah, exactly.
I think this is a biased crowd, though.
But I think it'll be interesting in the coming years to see how people monetize those apps with advertising in a way that actually gets click-throughs and turns that into maybe a CPA model or whatnot.
All right, last chance. Anyone have a question or a topic they want to bring up? This is your last chance with this group of people to get it out, or you can just get them after.
I have a question.
It's not really
Who has a question?
I have a question.
Oh, okay, Carolyn. I'm looking in the audience.
What do I do with my extra drink tickets?
I'm sure somebody in here would take them. You could have an auction for them. So we're going to end a few minutes early. I want to thank everybody coming out. I want to thank the panel for coming out. Give them a round of applause. I hope you really enjoyed the Affiliate Summit East 2011. Another great show. Make sure you come out to Vegas, January 8 to 10 in Vegas at Caesar's Palace. You can come out and do your hangover experience like the movie. Hopefully not just like the movie. But we will be glad to see you there. Thank you, everybody, for coming out, and have a great rest of the day. Travel safe tomorrow. Bye-bye.